From Acapulco, Mexico, this is Anarchast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I have a first-time guest coming in from Brooklyn, New York. It's Bill Ottman of Minds.com, and you might have heard of Minds.com. I know I've definitely heard of it numerous times over the last couple of years, actually. I believe they launched in 2015. I've never actually gotten on it myself, but I know a lot of people who are on it, and essentially what it is an open source social media platform. And of course, with everything going on right now with things like Facebook and Google and YouTube all censoring and things like that, a lot of people have been starting to move off of those platforms and onto other platforms, and Minds.com has definitely been one of them. And they're actually looking at moving into sort of the cryptocurrency space as well as in terms of rewards for posting on their site. So in that sense, somewhat similar to Steemit.com, I suppose, in that you can earn cryptocurrency in the future, not at the moment. They're just it's still in beta on that as far as I understand. And we'll get more of that information from Bill directly. But before we get started, Bill, I got to ask you, how did you become a voluntarist?
I think that over time, exposure to really just the way that self-governing systems work, it just drew me to the idea of voluntarism. And it just seems that that is the momentum of society. I mean, I think the open source is actually a good analogy. It's sort of like it's an open system, not secretive, not locked down from community contribution. Very just the will of the people drive the evolution of it. So I just fell into it.
Yeah, the open source sort of thing is very sort of voluntarist by its own right, so all kind of related somewhat to some extent anyway. Let's talk about Minds though. You've founded Minds, I believe, in 2015. Why don't you start right from the beginning? Where did you get the idea, and when did you start it? How did you start it, and how it's been going?
So pretty much just to do the opposite of what the establishment social networks are doing, because in every sense they are abusing users. So there's no transparency, there's no privacy, there's no rewards, there's censorship. So it's just like flip all of those items on their head and you have an entirely different structured network. And I think that there's a number of sites that are working on these different aspects, and it seems like we're all almost coming together to form a pretty cool alternative group of networks that hopefully is actually not alternative and becoming more mainstream.
Yeah, and I know that I think you said you have about 1 million users right now on Minds.com, so it's not small by any stretch, and you're obviously growing and about to launch numerous other things. Why don't you tell people out there, for example, if they're not on Minds.com, why they might want to get on it?
Well, the most immediately gratifying aspect is that we have this reward system where you earn tokens for your contribution. So there's a daily reward pool of tokens that we allocate, and one token will give you 1,000 extra views on your content. So basically, with all of the algorithm manipulation, suppression of organic reach on Facebook and other networks, it means when you post, you don't even reach your friends and fans. So it's become totally counterintuitive. And people want to be heard, and so you just by contributing, you earn tokens, you can boost for more views. And that is just something that I think everybody cares about. Even if you don't care about privacy, freedom, any of that kind of stuff, tech, if you care about just reaching people, which is what social media is actually supposed to be for, then yeah, I think that we have a pretty cool solution to do that. In some ways, it's easier to reach people on Minds than Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, because you can boost into a new audience, and you have to pay to do that on the other networks.
And on Minds.com, if I understand correctly, by interacting on the network and contributing, you earn rewards, which you can use to boost your content. Is that right?
Right. So based on engagement that you receive, like upvotes, comments, shares, making referrals, actually checking into the site, but we've sort of steered away from activity-based rewards, like just you don't get tokens just for posting content. You have to actually receive interaction, because otherwise we were finding gaming was becoming sort of rampant, and this way it's more real interaction.
Very interesting. I'm actually surprised I'm not already on it. I have, like I mentioned, I have heard of it numerous times. I'm so busy, and actually have sort of like a social media team of my own. But I'll definitely be recommending to them to get us on there. I think we did look, and someone had already taken the name of the Dollar Vigilante, and I went to the site.
We'll get it for you. No impersonating.
Okay. Yeah, I went to the page and it said it's for sale. It's like, okay, some anarcho-capitalist out there has already homesteaded my name. But yeah, if I could get that back, if that's under the rules, I don't want to break the rules of the...
Yeah, I think impersonating and no, you can't squat on domains. That's not...
Okay, great. So if I get that, you'll see me on Minds.com. In fact, if you could get that for me in the next day or two, we might be able to get on Minds.com before we even put this video live. So if I am on Minds.com, by the time this video is live, I'll put my link to my profile down below, and we'll start posting on there, because I do support numerous social media sites that are like Minds.com. Of course, I'm big on Steemit.com. That's been just tremendous for me personally. I'm one of the biggest people on there, and I actually make a lot of steam by posting on there. But I really want to support the social media networks that are not CIA backed, that are not censored, and all those sort of things that you have on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, I'm still on there because I do want to get my content out to as many people as possible. But I'll definitely be getting on Minds.com, and as I mentioned, it might already be in the links down below. Check it down below if I'm already on there. So I know one of the things that you guys are working on that's really interesting to me and to our audience, because we're a lot of cryptocurrency people, is in the past you had these rewards and you could do these things with the rewards. In fact, it was sort of like almost like a precursor to a cryptocurrency in some ways, but now you're more moving towards an actual ERC20 token. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how that all started and where it's going?
Yeah, so I mean, there was always extensive demand for points to be crypto, and we kind of always wanted to go in that direction. I'm sort of glad we held off though, because we learned so much just from the points experiment. And generally speaking, we've had integrations with Bitcoin in the past, and we've always been in that world, but there was just no reason not to move towards a more decentralized database. It just has tons of benefits.
So what's the status of your actual moving in that direction? Is it still in beta?
Well, so we're on the Ethereum Rinkeby testnet right now, and it's all working. It's just not on the main net. So we just launched new mobile apps for iOS and Android and the web last week, and just launched all the smart contracts, like 7 of them, for the Boost tool, the peer-to-peer crowdfunding called Wire. And we're just auditing everything. I think, I hate saying dates, as soon as is humanly possible, honestly.
That's great. So it'd be very interesting to see how that all goes. And will you actually have these rewards? Will this now be a cryptocurrency that people could potentially buy and sell as the same way they do with other cryptocurrencies?
Right.
Oh, great. But that's not fully live yet, right? So when would be the first time that a person like myself, because I'd be actually quite interested, I've done so well on Steam, so I'd like to be involved on your platform as well. So when would be the first time I would be able to see? I suppose it's going to be called the Minds cryptocurrency, or is there a certain name for it? Or
yeah, just Minds, or Minds tokens.
Minds tokens, okay. And when will be you don't want to mention dates, but will it be fairly soon that the public will generally have access to those?
Yeah, and I mean, we're rewarding our beta community as well, so it's worth getting involved right away, and you can still use it. There's massive utility on the site, which is what we're building it for. I mean, there's so many tokens with no utility, and that's just the opposite of what we're doing. So unlike most crypto projects, we built the whole product first, didn't even think about doing any kind of a token sale. And we're still not. We're just making sure that it has utility inside Minds, and then if it does outside, that's sort of up to the world. But as you know, there's massive regulation in this space, and so we are just being really careful to make sure that everything is compliant.
Yeah, that's smart. Unfortunately, there are criminal organizations known as governments around the world, especially in the U.S., that if you don't do something that they've written down on a piece of paper, you could end up in a cage in a rape camp somewhere. So yeah, it is smart to be careful. It's unfortunate they still exist, but hopefully it won't be too much longer and governments will be gone. And hopefully at least things like the SEC will be gone. But anyway, that's really interesting. I actually did not know a lot of this. I say this on Anarchast a lot, that a lot of time when I meet some people, and actually I forget how I met you through someone who emailed me or whatever happened, and instead of just contacting and talking to you, I'm like, well, why don't we just do it on the show? Why don't you tell me what's going on the show if it sounds interesting enough? So
it's
I'm
cool
actually
to get your initial reaction as well.
Yeah, and so I'm just learning about it. So this actually sounds really interesting to me. As I mentioned, a huge Steam guy. So I've actually been on Minds.com, actually, because I had to go check to see if someone's already taken Dollar Vigilante. They took the Dollar Vigilante. They took TDV. They took everything. But while I was on there, I was like, wow, this looks really nice. Like that's one thing. And I don't know if you want to talk about competition or whatever, but Steemit doesn't look all that nice. It's been sort of in beta mode for about a year and a half, and it's very plain. It's not even really a social media platform, so to speak. It's more like a blogging platform.
Right.
I think they wanted to move towards social media, but they haven't really done that yet. But Minds.com is like years ahead, obviously, in literally years since 2015, in building something that looks like really, really nice. Like it looked at first glance, it looked like as nice as Facebook or something like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we've been focusing on the social media features for years. I mean, so mobile apps and news feed and groups and encrypted messenger, all these kinds of things. And I think that Steemit is doing interesting things. It's not really a full-blown social network. And one big difference between the way that the economies are is that on Steam, the more Steam you have, the more voting power you have. On Minds, it's not like that. Everybody's vote is more equal, so it's based on the raw, unique engagement that you're receiving every day from the community, which dictates your daily reward of the pool. And so your contributions score sort of percentage relative to the full community. And I think that it's a little bit more fair. Again, generally companies that are open source, working with decentralization, cryptocurrency, I think that is a positive movement. It's more the proprietary, extractive platforms that are really the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, this is really interesting. I didn't realize how interesting this was, because essentially if you towards a cryptocurrency reward system, it'll be similar to Steam, but you are ahead of them in many, many ways, especially with the UI, the user base probably. I don't know how many Steam has, and just the fact that you are, from what I could see, a real social media platform, whereas Steam is more, like I said, still kind of just a blogging sort of platform, although there is now a DTube, which is more like a YouTube decentralized. But a lot of people have done very well with Steam, so this is really interesting. I'm definitely going to be following this and getting on the site as soon as possible. Hopefully someone there can get me my Dollar Vigilante page, and I'll definitely, hopefully we'll have that up soon so I can get on there, because this could do really well for a lot of people. So for all the audience out there, if you don't know about Steam, I told everyone to get on about a year and a half ago, and some people did, and some people made tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars just posting on the site. A lot of people make a decent amount of money just posting on it. I don't know if Minds is like that, but if they're moving towards a cryptocurrency sort of platform, you could see something like that actually happen, which would be very interesting. And a lot of people say, oh, I wish I got on Steam the first day I heard about it, which was probably from me about a year and a half ago, actually almost 2 years ago. So here you go. You're hearing with me live, not quite live, I'm recording this, about Minds and their move towards a cryptocurrency. So definitely suggest that everyone get on there, because it could get very interesting. So Bill, very interesting. I'm so glad we had this conversation. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to let people know?
I mean, we're just really eager to hear everyone's feedback. I mean, this is the feedback stage. So Jeff, I'd love to hear your feedback on how the economy is working. We're going to be doing still continual upgrades over the next month, just making things a little bit more clear how the reward system is operating and whatnot. But definitely let us know. We also do host video. You mentioned DTube, and we've been working hard on that. Video is crazy expensive, though, so I think decentralized video solutions are definitely the future. And I would just say, yeah, anyone hit me up. I'm at minds.com/Ottman, OTTMAN. So if you have issues, message also the support group. just let us know your ideas. We're trying, because once you go on the mainnet, you really can't change much with the smart contract. So it's, this is the information gathering phase.
Interesting, yeah. So I'll be definitely watching and getting on it, and looking forward to seeing how it all goes. And as I mentioned to everyone out there, I'll probably be on there probably by the time you see this video, because I didn't realize what was going on at Minds.com, and I'm really excited about it now. So I'll probably have my link to my profile down below. If not, just check it out in the next couple of days whenever I can get on there. And I'd like to thank Bill for coming in from Brooklyn, New York, and that's it for Anarchast. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share down below. There's a lot of people, when I first started talking about Steam 2 years ago, almost everyone said I was crazy. I'm used to this. This is just so normal. Almost everything I say, people go, you're crazy, and then 5 years later, they go, you're right. And it's like, I don't know why people think I'm crazy all the time, but a lot of people have told me, man, I wish I listened to you on Steam a few years ago. So definitely get on Minds.com. You heard it here first, and see what happens with the new cryptocurrency they're about to launch. So that's it for Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. Peace, love, and anarchy.
From Acapulco, Mexico, this is Anarchast.